We're going with the Ubuntu, and then select the keypad, and we'll select the system security tool, and then launch. So let's wait. Yes, let's quickly log into that. If you're on the Ubuntu machine, first we'll need to update the machine. So for that, we can use apt update, and this will go ahead and update the machine for us. And once it has been updated, we can go ahead and install. So we just have to run this apt install docker.io command. This one that should install Docker for us. So here, apt install docker.io. This will start installing Docker for you. So very straightforward. Unless you want to install a very specific version, you can easily go ahead and install Docker. So give it a moment, and that should install the tool, and then you can validate the version by simply running this docker hyphen version command. That will tell you which version of Docker that you are running. So I can check over here, so docker hyphen version, and you see Docker version 20. Now, though the latest version we have is 24, but it is still installing version 20 for me. So version 20.10.25, 20.10.24. I don't know. It has 24. Okay, but you see, this is installing this version. Now, if you don't want this version, you want a very different version, then you can make use of your binaries for that. That's how you can install your Docker. Any questions with this?
No, Ravi.
No, Ravi.
No, sir.
So, okay, cool. So I want to quickly talk about some of the basic commands we have in Docker. So the first command we have is a Docker version. Now, Docker version can be used when you want to see the version of both your client and the server, both. Then you can make use of your Docker version. That's your client, and that's your server. So I told you Docker, it follows your client server architecture, right? So that's your client, the version of client that you are running, and the version of server that you are running. So at any point, if you want to see both the versions, you can make use of this Docker version. Then you have the Docker -v, which is only to show you the version of your client only. You can either use Docker -hyphen version, or you can use Docker -v. Both are one and the same. So here Docker -hyphen version, and also Docker -v. Both gives you the same output. So this is your longhand and this is your shorthand. That's all. Then you can use Docker info. Now, if you want to have a detailed information about your Docker, you can use the Docker info command. Now, what this will do is this will give you information about your client and also the server. So how many containers you're running, how many containers you have, how many are running, how many paused, how many stopped, how many images. You can see your plugins, your Swarm, whether it is active or not. You can see your OS related information, so how much of CPU you have, how much of memory you have. You can look at the registry, so from where it will download those images. So all this detailed information will be available for you. Okay. Then you have the docker -" help. Now you can use this at any point if you want additional information about what all commands we have with your Docker. You can make use of this docker -" help. These are all the options you have. These are all the management commands you have, and these are some additional commands like build an image, create a container, execute, load, login. So different commands. So we will be talking almost all of these commands one by one. But if you want to get more information, you can make use of this. And then you have the Docker login. Now, Docker login is used when you want to log into the Docker Hub. I'll be talking about this command later on. But at any point, if you want to log into the Docker Hub, you can use this Docker login command. So I'll be showing this at a later point. Okay, so these are some of the commands we have. Any questions with any of these commands?
No, sir.
Okay. I'm going to stop here. Tomorrow we will start off with your images. So we'll look at some of the commands for your images, the containers, and then we'll start off in detail. We'll start talking about the other commands as well. Okay. Cool. Thanks, guys. I'll see you.